The big part of the program is our community garden whose objectives are about growing food, growing awareness of the nature of food, of nutrition and health, and growing compassion. And we're very blessed to have as our community garden director Bryan Ellis, and I'm going to ask Bryan if he'll come forward and say a few words to you about that. Thank you. Just hit these one. Yeah.
Well, hello, everybody. Good morning, and is it still morning?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I wasn't growling enough yet. So anyway, I'm sure you guys you probably heard that rooster. He keeps talking to us out here. Thank you. So I'm sure you guys have heard the rooster that keeps yapping out here. We were mentioning that when we invite folks over here for our food pantry, often a lot of folks, when they first see the gardens and they see all these things, they wonder, they're questioning about where food comes from a lot of time. And it was just made very clear to me just even a few weeks back. I kind of got in an argument with an 8-year-old boy about where eggs come from. But the scariest part about that is his mother was defending him. And yes, and so we have a lot of folks that really don't understand where their food comes from. And I really love educating people. It's kind of funny when a little kid first realizes that an egg comes from a chicken's butt. Ew, that's what I hear. So anyway, we have a lot of fun. I get to see a lot of firsts with a lot of the children and the families that come out here. It's an amazing way to really inspire folks, to show kids where their food comes from. There's such a disconnect about food these days. And for us, the education on those things. I see children suffering because they're not as physically fit as other children. Their grades aren't as good at school. They struggle. And I know Tiffany has a lot of issues at the school. Some kids, they really have attention problems. We can relate and attribute a lot of that to diet. For me, I love gardens for so many different reasons. It's the coolest place in the world to show somebody God, for one, because He makes food, and it's perfect, and it's right there. And the harvest is really fun, too. In our program right now, I have a staff of about 4 folks that are out here and volunteers. We're harvesting for our food pantry. The food that we're harvesting right now will be taken over to the school tomorrow when we run the summer program. I show up on Wednesdays with a whole bunch of food. The children in the summer program, they get to bring the food home. Last week when we were there, we had some moms. We had these fresh little green sweet peas. They're just so yummy and tasty right now. The mom said, ew, gross, I'm not going to try that. And a couple of the moms did. But the boys, when they came in from the gym, the kids, when they came in there, we kind of had this relationship. Tiffany speaks a lot about the relationship building aspect of things. These young men trusted me because, well, I gave them strawberries a couple of weeks ago. And Mr. Bryan, what's he going to give us this time? So we were opening up some sweet peas, and these young men were just, wow, these are good. And all of a sudden, Mom's like, wow, my kid will eat vegetables. This is amazing. So anyway, it was really fun. Now Mom's starting to trust us. I get such a kick out of seeing these kids try vegetables for their first time, or learning where eggs come from, or when I can feed a family that just was struggling. It's pretty important to us. Previously, I used to work for an organization called Toledo Botanical Gardens, a group called Toledo Grows. And when I ran the farm down there, downtown, the clientele in North Toledo, there were a lot of folks that remembered how to grow food, but it seemed that it really got away from a generation. And when I got to land here with all of this property, we have 8.5 acres, I said, oh my gosh, I got a lot of growing to do here. And, well, I'm very fortunate too. We had just put in our irrigation about 3 weeks ago, and I don't need it. Last year was such a bear, just trying to get things watered. This year, I got to get a canoe out just so I can weed. So anyway, I got this PowerPoint thing. I'd really just love to show you guys. My PowerPoint's really out here. It's a really remarkable place for people to see. And how you doing, Helen?
Fine, how are you?
Great, wonderful. So anyway, yes. So we got started really aggressively just this past November when I came to join the University Church here. Boy, do I love my family here. Everybody's really awesome. it's a really unique way for me. I myself have went to a lot of different churches to try to find a niche. Where do I fit in? How do I get out into the community? What I love about community gardening is it doesn't matter who you are. Anybody can go out in a garden. We have things that are wheelchair accessible, things for mobility. And a lot of times folks struggle, at least in my experience, with some churches struggled with trying to find a way to tap the skills and abilities of those in their congregation. But a garden is such an easy place for folks to get out and really feel a value, to actually give back to their community. My experience has been everybody loves it. Not always at first, but I can at least get some kids to try things that they didn't before. And there's amazing to me how many people don't know what Swiss chard and kale is. We have so many cool things. But anyway, I look forward to helping to give you guys all a tour out here as soon as we get done. Cool.